And we are live.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome back, Crypto Warriors, to the Gem in the Crypto, episode 302. Wow. Woo. Today is, what's today? Wednesday, December 12th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish.
And here we are.
I'm not going to lie, for those who are always wondering why we get the dates from, it's actually right in front of me. But when you are looking at crypto around the clock, you low-key forget what date it actually is by the morning. You know what I mean? You're reading stuff all throughout the night. By the time morning comes, you're like, wait, what day is this again?
Yeah. Plus, we got an East Coast body with West Coast time.
That's
Days don't even
crazy
exist
right now.
sometimes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same weather, you get lost. All right, enough of that rambling. What's going on, Crypto Warriors, as they load in here? Coin Hustle, Alpha Robbins is back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
What's up?
Did we give out free crypto coins yesterday?
We did not give out, or actually we did have a contest for it. We discussed how were you helping Ross Ulbricht. Shout out to Leroy Forbes, who's actually the winner for the cryptic coins. Leroy's killing it right now.
I'm saying Leroy, man. We
told people if you want free money, we're giving it away.
When this market bounces back, Leroy drinks are on you. What's going on, Shannon? Welcome back. Welcome back. So a lot of interesting things going on in crypto again, starting to heat up shortly before the end of the year. So let's go ahead and jump into our top story, which is actually another Dino of the Day.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like Alliance CEO Andreas Utterman said cryptocurrency should be outlawed. He even has the knife hands to go with that. And per military standards, those knife hands need to actually be below your chest now, sir. So I'm gonna need you to lower that down. People are very fragile now. You do it up here toward the chest and the face area, that's a penalty. You gotta go low knife hands. But despite this year's prolonged crypto market decline, many mainstream financial institutions and wealth managers have continued to explore how to make this asset class more accessible to their clients. You know, they kind of mention all these different people in the story. They talk about Goldman Sachs, Fidelity are trying to build everything. And then the spotlight goes on Alliance CEO who decided to actually unload on crypto. What's going on with Andres? What's his problem?
Man. Well, it looks like his problem is that he is too deep into the game and that he has to say certain stuff. We keep telling you, these people, they come out, they say stuff like his quote says, "You should outlaw crypto because many have lost savings due to the significant slump in the crypto markets." Wow. I am personally surprised that regulators haven't stepped in harder, which is hilarious because we've heard of certain stuff going on with their insurance company where a lot of people have lost their savings and their money because somebody died who was the breadwinner and they did not pay the insurance that they were owed to other people.
Let's not look into your business while you're other people's business now.
Yeah, but even if you looked into crypto, the funniest part about it is that people who have lost savings or have lost money in the market, these are all adults who knew the risk going into it. And also, for those people who invested in the crypto market more than 18 months, everybody who's been in the crypto market more than 18 months has made money. So it's one of those things where it depends on your time frame, depends on who you're talking to. He says it has no intrinsic value, depends on who you're talking to, depends on what he thinks. But just another dino coming out.
I mean,
giving his opinion.
If we was outlawing things because you lose a lot of money, then we should outlaw Paradise, Las Vegas.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean,
outlaw.
Like, what are we talking about?
Outlaw lottery tickets.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's crazy how many regulations are being made or formed with the interest of quote unquote protection. And to be fair, there are a lot of people who are asking for this stuff. Most of them haven't been in the community. You know, they just want to come in and make their quick buck, but they want to mitigate those risks, so they're begging daddy government to come take care of them.
Yeah, that's another thing. How weak are you to...
Come
on, regulators, can you go...
But here's the thing. It doesn't even matter at this point of calling people that mindset weak because... especially here in the West, we basically already admitted to it. They're like, yeah, we are weak. Like, there's a lot of people who don't care. It's like, you know, this goes back to those participation awards. Everybody's a winner. Like, no. You can lose money in the real world. You can lose a lot of money. And guess what? You won't be the first or last person to lose money. It happens, people.
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of those things where, you know what? He's saying it should be outlawed because you're losing money. Slippery slope, as we always say. It makes no sense. But as you said, there's a reason why he's saying it. This guy isn't, he's not stupid. He knows
Andreas Unterman. Yeah, and if you want to talk about losing savings, for those of you who have been around for a while, 40, 50, 60 years, your savings have been depleted due to inflation. It's just the slow grind as opposed to quick volatility. They've been slowly sucking money out of you without you really knowing it because the price of everything has gone up. So if wages stay stagnant and prices go up, what happens to the people? They get poorer and poorer. So.
Now, Shannon Allen, I fully agree with you. The agenda to try to hold it back as far as cryptocurrency, we are inside of the crypto extinction level event right now anyways. From now, great things are coming. They're trying to shake out weekends. I agree with you. Yeah. I think we are literally at that max level. Prices becoming as low as it can really go before a lot of these buy orders seriously started getting filled. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, the price is low. They're pushing out all the weekends. They are literally shaking people out. And you see institutions slowly continuing to come. They're not leaving. Institutions are coming until we actually going to talk about one later. That's already been out. But so, yeah, I agree. I think we're finally at that level where once we clear through this phase, it might be another pop back in the opposite direction. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Don't let the spring come and surprise you.
Exactly. And before we forget, Andreas Utterman, Alliance CEO. You're about to get that loud roar.
Give him that roar, please.
Oh, there it is.
One more time for the people.
With these illegal knife hands. There it is.
Take that one with you. We got to keep these dinosaurs locked up, man.
Keep them locked up. All right. Canadian city of Calgary launches local digital currency for intracity transactions. Pardon me.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Calgary.
Shout out to Calgary. I've never seen the word intracity actually being used, so that kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Calgary, a city in the Canadian province of Alberta, has launched its own digital currency, the Calgary dollar, which will allow holders to pay for services and goods at local shops. Canadian major media outlet Global News reported last week, Friday, December 7th. What's going on with this one? This is pretty. Is this the actual city launching a crypto?
Oh yeah, and we've discussed this. I believe it was a place out here in California that was actually looking at doing the same thing. But it looks like Calgary is basically taking what they started in 1996. They started with the Calgary dollar, and they're digitizing it. They're basically taking their assets, putting it on your phone or on your desktop. It's the first city in Canada to launch this coin, so shout out to them. And they wouldn't be able to do it without the support of the government, Alberta. So for those of you who have been in the cryptocurrency market, you can see the difference between cryptocurrency and digital currency. It's all about who controls the ledger, and this is one step closer to that. Of course, the volatility makes cryptocurrency hard to be a medium of exchange, but as we get further and further, whole cities are basically about to get to a point where they're like, well, if you shop in our city, you get rewards, or if you shop in our city, use this coin, it'll be cheaper. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they start giving discounts. Like if you go there with US dollars, you got to pay full price. With Calgary dollars, 10% off, 20% off, you might start exchanging for that dollar. So good to see there from there. Innovation is coming. It's just in other countries. The U.S. is stifling it, but this looks good.
And it'll be interesting to see how these things take off because for those who've been to Canada or know about it, the U.S. dollar is worth more than the Canadian dollar. And it's one of those things where it actually benefits them to have a digital currency, their own digital currency, so they can kind of adjust that valuation metric. You know, why are you guys dollar currency worth more than us? I mean, at this point, it doesn't make sense because no one's currency is tied to anything.
Yeah.
It's not tied to gold, so it's literally no reason for it to be worth more. So this also, I believe, could be the case for some of the next sanctions and wars and all that good stuff because if the Calgary dollar catches fire, more Canada uses it. The U.S. dollar is being used less. I mean, come on, they're gonna get that tap on the shoulder. It's like, hey, don't forget who's your big brother over here.
Oh yeah.
But it looks like the Calgary dollar was initially launched in 1996, with citizens and businesses offering goods and services in exchange for the local currency alongside the Canadian dollar. But this new move now is going to allow the citizens to download an app and store the digital currency on their devices. Awesome. It'll be a great test case scenario as far as how this will work, as well as the security of it.
We've seen this too. Yeah. I mean, as far as security, Kenya is doing just fine right now doing it. Mostly everything is mobile. Let's see, in Dubai, they're about to have their own digital currency. Mongolia, they have an e-currency called Candy that's coming. So these currencies that are coming in local places, they are definitely decentralizing the world without them knowing it. They're doing it, like we keep saying, it was like they're going to eat themselves. They are reactive, not proactive. So every time something comes, they try and combat it with something, and they just keep getting closer. We're getting closer to meeting in the middle. That's all that's happening. Yeah, it's just like we do something, they do something. And then once it gets to that point,
it's like, and we're here.
And we're here.
Now we have crypto. Yeah. Like Shannon Allen said, exactly, the U.S. dollar is tied to defense. It truly is. Yeah. Crypto Kraken, I like this idea, but I'm going to do mine in a second. Crypto Kraken said January 3rd, 2019. Of course, that's Bitcoin's birthday. Everyone should remove your crypto from exchanges. Let's see what exchanges are keeping it real.
I heard about that.
Listen, that will be hilarious. I'm literally going to do mine like a day or two before.
Yeah.
The price is probably going to plummet. Make sure you have your short set and buy the dip.
Oh, yeah. And then also in regards to that, too, I saw somebody say we should do a bank run on January 3rd. Everybody in crypto,
bank and exchange run.
Take all your money out of everything just to see who's keeping it real, and we'll see what happens. But I think Bitcoin is too small of a community to have that big of an effect. I think it would be good for media though. Like, oh yeah, all these people are taking out all their money, so
it definitely would be good for media and send the message finally that individuals who are private citizens have control of their own money. Even though for some people you will not be able to take all your money out. I can guarantee that. Like,
not even close.
You know,
without an interview.
Right. Not happening without a good interview, and you're going to need to come back another day once we make sure you're in your right faculties. I'm telling you. I know this. Crypto exchange Kraken to plan private offering after $4 billion valuation. Wow.
Yeah.
One of the things we have continuously talked about is these institutions buying the bags. That is buying old exchanges, hoping to have their customer data and value to be of service for them as far as revamping those exchanges in an institutional way. But it looks like United States crypto exchange Kraken is considering a private offering to high net worth investors. Looks like Finance Magnets reported December 12, quoting emails sent by the company. Before we get deep dive into this, I mean, just on the surface, Kraken, you guys had your moment. It was only like a 2 or 3 month moment, to be honest, but it was a moment. You were one of the first ones who was allowing people to margin trade on Ripple, I remember. So for all those who think we're Ripple haters, you can margin trade Ripple and Kraken, and
we
may or may have not done well in it. So, you know, we say all the time, you can still trade some of these assets whether we like them or not. But at the end of the day, Kraken, I mean, it's just not worth $4 billion.
No, that's a lie.
That's a big lie. I mean, hey, I'm with you, Kraken. Let's throw out that number and let's see what we can get.
Who did the valuation?
You know what? I'm about to read into it. But off the top of my head, I would give Kraken on the high end 800 million.
Yeah.
700 to 900 million on the high end.
It's just a little bit more valuable than Poloniex.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Right.
Poloniex was 400. I'd say 600, but put it at 800.
Yeah, on the high end.
Yeah, on the high end, like you said. So yeah, that's about right. Because $4 billion, come on, man.
Right, where are they getting this number? It looks like the minimum investment for clients are going to be $100,000 for those who are thinking about getting into it. They talk about the transaction process, how they're going to do it, how you're going to be eligible to participate. But yeah, it's still not saying who actually made that valuation.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny.
Usually whenever they do the valuation, they say,
oh yeah, they got to have somebody.
Somebody at NASDAQ or NYSE or some private company, they would name them. But yeah, Coinbase IPO was $8 billion, and if Kraken is $4 billion.
And Coinbase, we were about right on that one too. Yeah. So
we said 10, but yeah.
Listen, as everybody said, we need to start making our own list for these things. I mean, you know, we're gonna start by Monday. We'll have some type of list out, people.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna start putting out
stuff
these
we predicted.
Yeah, I mean, you know, somebody has to take ownership. As the joke says, someone has to take the credit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it because we have no clue where some of these numbers are coming from. But $4 billion for Kraken.
Word.
Crazy. Greenja Hold'em. We saw your email. We still owe you a second one. It is shipping right now, but thank you as well for the support.
Oh yeah, appreciate that, Greenja.
Crypto Crackhead said human attention is what the future will be based on. AI, smart cities, and information. Exactly. There we go. Shannon Allen said you have to colonize those numbers. We are going to colonize these numbers because there is no way. You know what? As much as we don't like these big institutions, the last thing I want to do is see them like literally buy a bag. That's a big bag loss.
Yeah.
And that will make you, if you take a $4 billion loss, you're not going to take a loss. It's going to be like an animal that's in the corner fighting for his life. It's going to do some extreme things, And I don't know what they would do, but you don't want an exchange with customer data to start going crazy to get their money back.
Nah.
All right.
Yeah,
Suddenly they'll get hacked and everything's going to be out there. I mean,
everything will get hacked and all of a sudden 52 million people.
We're going to sell. We'll sell this all piece by piece if we have to.
Exactly.
But that's what's up for Kraken. If you guys get the $4 billion, shout out to you.
Hey, man. Aim high.
Right? Newsflash. Japanese prosecutors want former Mt. Gox CEO jailed for 10 years. You thought you made it out. You thought you were in the clear.
Yeah, they've done a lot of selling this year.
Right. The former CEO of the now defunct Bitcoin exchange Mt. Gox, Mark Capeles, I can never pronounce his name, could face up to a decade in prison if prosecutors have their way. According to Nikkei Asian Review, prosecutors are seeking a 10-year jail term for Mark for embezzlement. Among the claims made by prosecutors at the Tokyo District Court include the fact that Capeles diverted company funds to other ventures and is also responsible for destroying the confidence of Bitcoin users. Of course, this all comes from the infamous Mt. Gox hack. But what are your thoughts on this? I mean, I'm sure he thought he was in clear. He's like, hey, I paid off the United States government. I'm good to go. And Japan reminded me of Jonah Hill in The Wolf of Wall Street when they were taping the money, and he was like, "Oh, what about my money?
Yeah, what about
my money?
Hey, there's gonna be a lot of people that do that,
right?"
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what Japan's doing. It's like the U.S. is what's the primary actor in there in that flick, The Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh,
Who was
DiCaprio.
it? Yeah. The U.S. is DiCaprio. They got their money taken care of. And Japan's now Jonah Hill. Like, hold on, you thought you were done for the day? No, we're just getting started on you. So
yeah, where's my money?
What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this has been going on for so long now.
Right,
crazy. Honestly, it's just funny that Japan is just now coming out and saying it. However, Japan exchange CoinCheck, they lost almost $500 million to hacks. So they're not, one of those, Japan's not one of those places where they're like, oh yeah, it got hacked, just leave it alone. They know the inside scoop. They know people hack themselves, send the money to themselves, and that's what they're saying Capeles did. Wow. So 10 years if he did
Japan's
that.
like, look, we know the game.
That's pretty good.
Right.
Even still, if he gets 10 years for that, that's still worse than Ross Ulbricht. That's every time I look at time for jail, I always think about that. And I'm just like, dang, he stole billions. And it has nothing to do.
That is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So Mt. Gox was, one of those. If you were around to see it, it was one of those things that was supposed to kill Bitcoin. Like it was supposed to be over in 2014, but it didn't. It's continued on. So now Capeles has got to pay up because if Bitcoin went to zero, nobody would care. They was just
but it's still money on the table.
Yep,
still
exactly.
money, and you still have Bitcoin.
And he still has it. Yeah.
Let's not be crazy. What's pretty interesting is all these halfway crooks. All right, it is literally a ton of halfway crooks. You got people who are literally committing these white collar crimes, which is terrible because people put their life savings into this stuff, or just the enthusiasm of people. You are damaging the credibility of Bitcoin and blockchain when things like this happen. But these people are literally scamming and stealing and staying in the same place. It amazes me. It's like, do you really don't think you're going to get caught or get into trouble?
Yeah.
So you got a guy who's sitting on billions of dollars, who's still in the public, basically. And, countries are calling. I don't get it, but...
That's what happens.
Yeah. If you're going to steal billions of dollars and you're wanted, look, it's time to move. It's time to relocate, all right? You are committed to crime, it looks like. All right. Bullion giant AppMix partners with BitPay to let investors buy gold with Bitcoin. Wow. What is going on here?
Well, it looks like the ability to buy real gold and digital gold from AppMix is coming. However, I would be very wary because we have heard this plenty of times before. This company is actually using BitPay in order to buy it. And it says here buyers can make purchases with Bitcoin at any time from nearly anywhere. Iran, New York, y'all probably can't. Just as with most credit cards, international orders become significantly easier as crypto like Bitcoin is accepted worldwide without conversion. Also, many customers prefer Bitcoin payment because of the anonymity offered by a blockchain purchase. So basically what they're saying is if you want to buy gold with crypto, you can do it now. And honestly, we've seen this before with Dig, with Ronnie Moez talking about it. We've seen it with Veritasium. We've seen it with a few other projects. However, it remains to be seen because none of them have worked so far. So we'll see if AppMix can now do it. But I'm not really holding my breath on that. So we'll see what AppMix can do with it.
BitPay is just like another institutional customer. Sure, we'll take you.
Oh, yeah.
And AppMix is like
Yeah.
wide open market. We're taking a shot. See what happens.
Yeah, and Andy Beckman, he just said he bought silver on JM Bullion. Yeah, I bought silver on JM Bullion too. Took like 2 weeks to get here. It was the whole process took forever, but it was pretty simple paying with crypto. It was pretty fun, but
just new process.
Yeah, just one of those things. They were just, I think it was like the second day they were accepting crypto. I bought some just to do it.
And what's crazy is it's like people are making this big jump. Like you can buy this with Bitcoin now. It's like it really isn't that tough.
Yeah.
You know, if you the text there, if you're committed to actually getting it done, it's not tough.
Yeah.
But if you're not really committing, you think you're making this crazy jump, which we understand is something totally new. Then we can understand how it's like this, you know, so newsworthy, but it's not that tough. It's literally just them linking some APIs. You send them some crypto, and they send you your product. So
and Tessa says you buy silver from AppMix. Nice. Yeah. So I was
there we go.
I've seen people use it, but you know, like I said, when they talk about backing it with gold, I'm always wary simply because I've seen a few projects like this before, and they
haven't ended well. And that's all right. Last but certainly not least, Gemini launches new mobile app for crypto traders. Important story because you're now starting to see an entire crypto company compete with some of these apps out here. I mean, you talk about Square, Cash App, PayPal, even though it's not in crypto. What's the other one we have that just came out? It's another one. It's
a few of them.
It's like a few of them. Abra, yeah. So you have all these. Robinhood, you have all the apps coming out, but now you're starting to see exchanges say, hey, we want an app too. We want to compete in this market. Looks like Gemini has just finally done it by launching a mobile wallet for its users. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at, you know, the through and through in it, so I'm not sure if it's an actual wallet you control or they actually own a piece of, which I wouldn't doubt. Since it probably has to sync to your Gemini account. But still, it'll be pretty interesting to see what will happen next because they won't be the only person with an app. I mean, this is about to spark the exchange app wars at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and if you have more platforms put out apps, that makes other apps better because then they see their competition.
Right.
You know, some of the easiest ones, Cash App is definitely the easiest by far to use. As far as trading, if you want to do it on your app, most of the ones on the app are pretty good. Binance is good. Of course, Coinbase, Uphold. But, you know, as far as a mobile app coming out for an exchange, that war is just beginning, trust me. Because there's more exchanges that need apps, and the App Store is going to fight back on some of them. But Gemini's good. Winklevoss Twins got it locked. So.
And of course, I'm not going to say Gemini's doing this because it might almost be personal to them to build a company and maintain it and keep it to kind of show everybody that, hey, we can do this too. But for most exchanges, I believe that they'll just be building an app just to enhance their business already as far as making it more marketable. So, you know, we just talked about Kraken earlier, who we were saying not worth that much. Well, Kraken did have an operational app right now. And yeah, you can throw in another $230 million just off top, just for the app. So
just for the app.
Just for the app. That's $230 million. You got to exchange with some volume, some customers already. So to see Gemini do it as well, I think that would just make them more valuable, even though, you know, this is the one person where it wouldn't surprise me if they sold, but I don't think they're in it to sell, especially early. I think they're really in here to prove a point to Marky Mark over there. Let them know that they're down but not out.
They're coming for you, Zuckerberg.
Right. Other than that, what are we doing for the free cryptic coins today?
Oh, yeah. So for our free cryptic coins today, we are discussing Gemini launching their new mobile app. Will you use it? What features would you like to see? Is it better than the other apps? Do a compare, contrast with some of the other apps. Let other people see the comments so they know what to use. Put your cryptic coin address, and we'll send those free coins.
There we go. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. And we will see you all tomorrow on Thursday. Have a happy hump day. And until next time at tennis.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.